Hey everyone. We use technology. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming. I know it's a Sunday. I'm very hungover, and I'm sure a lot of you are too. And so I appreciate you guys. It's much easier for me to get up here and talk, and for you guys to sit there and listen as the hangover seeps in. I'm going to read one piece, and again, I just want to also thank Nanofiction for hosting this and inviting me to read. The folks at Nanofiction are the absolute best. They're some of my favorite people in the whole entire world, and the magazine always has beautiful and amazing stuff, so you should most definitely check it out. They have a really good Twitter, they have a really good blog as well. They're extremely active, which is a really cool thing, because a lot of times when we have a journal, we just think of it as something that just is done and exists, but it's always dynamic, which is great. So thanks to Kirby and Corey and the people who are not here. So awesome. I'm going to read one piece. I have been working on a series of lyric essays about professional wrestlers because I absolutely love professional wrestling. And so this is the one piece. It's about Mark Henry, who his claim to fame is that he is the world's strongest man. And it's not actually a gimmick. He actually is the world's strongest man. He's won multiple deadlifting competitions and whatnot. And so I wanted to honor him. He's one of my absolute favorites. So this is a piece on him. And thank you guys again for coming. It's titled, "The World's Strongest Man is the World's Strongest Man." And he is. A rarity in this world where we use hyperbole to mean something truer than fact. Showstopper, human wrecking ball, the most beautiful woman in our world. He is stronger than the two of us put together, I promise you that, as my arms are not as large as his and yours are smaller than mine, delicate in their existence. When we imagine the world's strongest man, what do we imagine? Someone with shoulders that block out the sun, the uprooting of every tree, the ability to push a trailer with one hand. A comic book character with a square jaw and a bright smile, chiseled from white marble, an atlas that has climbed to the other side of the world and left it spinning on its axis. Instead, he is someone who would never be drawn. Dark skin, rough beard, as heavy as the weight he can lift. I think of him as a child, as I think of myself as a child. Thick waist, double-chinned. My mother would drive me to the gym and leave me there amongst iron. I would walk between the machines with names I could never pronounce. I would look at drawings of sinews and bone, disbelieving that those red muscles pulled taut existed in me somewhere underneath all that I am. I could do all of this if I had the right shoes. I could do all of this if I were prepared, shorts longer, wrist taped, fingers interwoven and pressed out in front of my chest as a signal that it is time to get to work. Instead, I would walk, eyes on the conveyor below, my neck pulling towards the ground as I watched shoelace flop over leather, lamenting the fact that this is all wrong, that to be the world's strongest man is to not only know what strength is, but to know what the world holds. When the world's strongest man bleeds, it is red. His heart does not pump sugar water. His blood is not thinner than any of ours. The world's strongest man picks a person you love up in the air. He places his hands underneath their arms and pushes the person you love towards the sky until they are resting on his shoulder, his beard brushing against the side of their stomach. He asks you, what does this person do? And before you start to tell him about the beauty of it all, the blue nights, the hands in hands, the world's strongest man, chalk underneath his fingernails, loses his grip. This person that you love falls to the floor. You do not have the heart to tell him that this person does not do anything now. You do not have the heart to tell him any of these things, that the world's strongest man reads things backwards, that he has lost a child, that loving him is a joke that weaker men play on him, that he is not what we pictured him to be, that he cannot be run through. You do not tell him any of this because he is the world's strongest man, and this is what he knows to be true, that 800 pounds is 800 pounds, that the iron does not lie, that you can lift something or you cannot. After the world's strongest man dies, I will be the world's strongest man. When I am the world's strongest man, I will tell the world this story. When I was a child, we were the same. I would stop walking. I would sit and watch the television screens. Here is someone not as strong as the world's strongest man being praised for his strength. Here is a woman on trial. I would dunk my head under water like a baptism, like I had just won all of the things that the world wished to offer me. I would wipe the water on my shirt. I will hold my breath. I will be red in the face. I have worked hard for this. I am wearing the wrong shoes. You will laugh, and I will laugh, because what a beautiful story that is. That the truth here is simple. There is nothing here besides the willingness to grasp what is perceived as impossible to hold. Thank you, guys.